Good morning, everyone. It's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. Thanks so much for joining me today. So, I have some fun little birthday cards I want to share with you that feature the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set from Stampin' Up. And then I also want to tell you about some exciting things that are going to be happening next week, actually on February 2nd. So, these cards, let's start out with these cards, were created with the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. So, this particular set now has a coordinating die set. So this die set actually will come out on February 2nd. And so it's really cool because it cuts out all the different images from this particular set. And then it has some additional fun little die cuts in here that you can use to decorate your cards. So it really is a really, really cute set. Hi, good morning, everybody. So besides the new die set that's coming out for the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set, now this set is in the mini catalog. We are also bringing back the Hey Chick stamp set. So you guys might remember this stamp set from Celebration a little while ago. And this set also has a coordinating die set um, that will be coming out on February 2nd. So today, I'm not going to focus on this particular stamp set. I have some cards I'll share with you later this week featuring the Hey Chick stamp set. So today, we're just going to focus on cards created with this particular set, the Hey Birthday Chick. So, Hey Chick, Hey Birthday Chick. So these are the cards that I created. I did link to my blog. So all of these card ideas that I have here are out on the blog if you wanted to get some additional details on them. But today I'm going to walk you through these first three cards here that I have. So we're going to just walk through. I'll show you some of the fun things that you can do, some fun card designs. They're pretty quick and simple. And then I'll also give you some inside decorating ideas for your cards. And then these cards are just some additional cards that I created where I'm using the plain with patterns designer series paper, but then I also incorporated some wood grain paper along with that. So I actually used two pattern papers, two different packs to create these cards. So I'll bring these back in just a minute. So let's start with these cards. So these cards feature just the first three cards here that I'm going to show you. They basically feature the plain with patterns designer series paper, and of course, these cute little images from the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. So, one of the things that you'll notice is that I have a die cut here that says Happy Birthday. So, I just used the new die cut that's coming out next week, and I just cut it out of a piece of the designer paper here. And so that's how I got that two-tone look with the two different colors. So I just added an adhesive sheet on the back here. And then I placed my die on top of this and ran it through the embossing machine and cut out my little image. So if you're wondering how I did that, I also decided to use my Whimsy dies. Now, what did I do with those? Oh, here they are. So I'm really I'm really stuck on these dies lately. They don't obviously coordinate per se with this particular set, but I thought it gave a nice little background for this particular card. So that's what I used to kind of create that stitching. So the dies are called Stitched with Whimsy. All right, so let's start out. I'm going to just organize my stuff here. Let's start out with this. So I'm using Calypso Coral and some Daffodil Delight and a little bit of crumb cake. That's how I did my coloring on my image there. So the card base is Calypso Coral. And then I just took a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of white cardstock and I just put that little whimsy die right on there, ran it through my embossing machine, and then I got this fun little stitching on my card. So it's just a really simple way to add some texture to your cards. So now I'm going to add some glue here if I can get it to come out. There we go. So we'll just add this. So these are, again, some pretty quick and simple card ideas, and you can use these designs. So if you don't have the Hey Birthday Chick, you can use these card designs with stamp sets and things that you might have on hand. So remember to reuse your card designs. Okay, so then what I did is I just stamped my little image. So I used one of the images from the birthday chick. Hey birthday chick. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. So I stamped one of my images and then I just colored it in with different stamping blends. You can use watercolor pencils or whatever your favorite coloring tool is and just color this in. Now, as I mentioned, there's a coordinating die set now that's coming out with this particular stamp set. So I was able to cut this image out and we can just add it right to our card. And then I have my little happy birthday. See, this is how easy this is. Now if I can get my paper off. So remember I told you I cut this out using my die and using the adhesive sheet. So I already have adhesive on this. So I can just adhere it right to my card. So those adhesive sheets are really nice, especially for these little tiny, um, detailed dies. Okay, so let's add some little rhinestones. I'm just using up some of my holiday rhinestones. So we'll just add a couple to the front. And that's it. That's how simple that card design is. Then on the inside, I did a lot more decorating on the inside, so you can see here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to move that out of the way so we have a little bit of room here. So for the inside, I just used the same size piece of white cardstock. I could have embossed it. I probably should have, but I didn't. We're just going to use a plain piece. So I'm just adding a piece of white cardstock to the inside. And then I'm just using some scrap pieces of designer paper. I like to decorate the inside of my card using up some of the scrap pieces of designer paper. So I just have, this is like a 3/4 inch wide and it's 4 inches long. So that's our designer paper there. And then let's see if I can stamp my image. Actually, so I'm going to put this on first. I just colored another one of my the images, the same image from the front of the card. I colored for the inside of the card. So I thought it just kind of decorated the inside of the card really nicely. And then we'll add our Let's Celebrate You. There we go. So now you have the front of your card and you have a fun little decorating idea for the inside of the card. So really cute. Okay, so that's the first one. See, I told you it was going to be pretty simple. So here is the second one. So again, I'm using the same pattern paper. That's Plain with Patterns is what it's called. So it has a variety of different fun patterns in it. So we'll do this one next. So this one is just a piece of white cardstock for the base of the card. And then I'm using the same measurements. So this is a 5 1/4. I'm just going to put some glue on here. This is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of pattern paper. And we'll just add this to the front of the card. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. Oh, I just messed this up. Doggone it. I'll have to show you. I'm getting so excited. I just messed this up. Okay, that's all right. I'll show you a little trick. So I already adhered this to the card. What I wanted to show you was you're going to cut this is like a 2.5 inch wide piece of white cardstock. And then it's about 5.5 inches long. And so what I did is I actually took that little stitched, let me grab it here. I took my little Stitched with Whimsy die and I ran it through the embossing machine to add this stitching across this side. And then I flipped it around and did it again to add stitching on the other side so that I have two pieces. I'm sorry, so that I have two, stitched designs on each side of this piece. And what I was going to show you before I adhered this to the card was that you want to lay this across your, you want to adhere this to your designer paper first before you adhere it to the card so that you can cut the edges off. So now I'm just going to have to do this. See if I can do this without messing this up. So the easiest way to do it is to have this adhered to the card, to my pattern paper. Now I got to just carefully hang on to it and cut my angle design. So it works. So that's how I created that angle design, and then that fits right on the card. So I did it the hard way. Hopefully you guys will do it the easy way. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this piece. So like I said, normally I would have adhered this piece directly to my pattern paper and then just trimmed off that excess. But since I got all excited, we're doing it the hard way. Okay, so we'll adhere that. So it just adds kind of a fun little design on your card, as you can see, and it breaks up your pattern paper. Okay, so let's lay out my little images here. Whoops, I have glue all over my finger now. So let's see, we'll just do this one here. And I got another little die cut. So I have my little happy birthday die cut. So I think we will add this first. And then we'll go ahead and add our little Hey Chick birthday image. So this image I again colored with my stamping blends, and then I cut it out with the coordinating die. All right, so there's that design. After I told you it was a simple design, I made it so much harder than it needed to be. It's Sunday. Okay, so there's our little design for the front. And then here's what we're going to do on the inside. So again, I'm going to use the same images. So it's kind of fun to decorate the front of your card with that image and then use that exact same image on the inside to decorate the inside of your card. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just using a leftover piece again of pattern paper. So this is about 3/4 by 4. So this is actually the leftover piece that I had when I cut that piece for the front, because I have that 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece for the front. And this was the little strip that was actually left over. So now we'll go ahead and add this little image. And we'll put this popped up down here. And then we'll go ahead and stamp our little message. All right. So that's card number 2. So you can see it's really cute. Just happy birthday. Very simple design when you do it right. And then the inside has a fun little message. All right. So there's card number 2. And then the last card has a couple more pieces, but hopefully I'll put this one together correctly for you so I could show you how easy it is. But this is the outside and then this is the inside. So, all right, so let's grab the pieces for this one. So I'm starting with a piece of white cardstock again. And then I'm using some of the pattern paper from the Plain with Patterns Designer Series paper pack. So this is just a 1 by 5.5 inch piece. So it's going to go on the left side of my card front here, all the way to the edge, and it runs just, from top to bottom, so it covers the whole left side of the card front. And then I just cut a smaller piece of yellow pattern paper. So this is one of the patterns from the pack. So this is actually 3.25 inches, and it's about 3/4 inches wide. And so they fit perfectly there together. So we'll add that. And then I took a piece of crumb cake cardstock. It was just a 1 by 5.5 inch piece, and just tore it. So I just tore it in half. And so I'm going to add that piece to the front. I'm just adding some glue on here. So this will go right over the top here. So it kind of just lines up with this yellow piece, lines up with the edge of this piece, and it lines up with the end of this yellow one here. And then one of the cool little dies, so in the new stamp set, the new die set, there's this cute little section of fence. So you can cut as many sections of fence as you want or need for your card. So for this one, I just cut two. And basically, I'm going to start by lining this one up here. So I already have my little dimensionals on there. So I added a couple little dimensionals on the back of this just to pop it up. As soon as I get the paper off here. See, that's why I prep all this stuff ahead of time. Then you guys can just sit and listen to me giggle. Okay, so this is going to go right across here. So I kind of lined up the middle part of the fence, this little this little middle section on the line of my pattern paper here. And then I cut a second section of fence, but I only need part of it. So if you look at the card, I'd need about probably right in between here is where I got to cut off. And then that part of the fence can go down here. So the nice thing about this is you can just snip it to the size that you need, and it just continues. So you can just continue your fence and make it as long as you want to. All right, so there's our little fence. Isn't that cute? All right, and then I also, so there's 3 different little chick images. Hey chick, let me grab this. So there's these 3 different Hey Birthday Chick images. So I used all 3. This is the last of the 3. So I just tucked this one here right under the fence. And then, of course, I have my little birthday greeting. So I kind of used the same type of um, greeting for each. We'll add that. And then we'll add our little rhinestones. Whoops. And then we'll add our little rhinestones, and then we'll go ahead and decorate the inside. I'll show you how to do that. So it looks like it's a little complicated, but this one, it's actually pretty easy. It's just a matter of cutting, different size paper pieces to put on the front of your card. Okay, so now let's do the inside. So you'll notice that on the inside, I'm using the same design that I have on the outside. I'm using that same design to do the inside. So let me show you that. So open this. So it's just a 1 by 5.5 inch piece of pattern paper, the same one I used on the outside. And we'll go right up kind of close to our score line for the card. And then since I tore that piece of crumb cake cardstock in half, I have a fun little piece for the inside of my card. So we can add this. Always use your scraps. One of the best ways to use your scraps is just use them right away to decorate the inside of your card. That's what I find myself doing. All right, and then I have another one of those cute little images that I'll put on the bottom here. And the last thing I'm going to do is just stamp my little message. So this one says, "Happy birthday, you're still a spring chicken." Cute. Okay, so those are the cards that I wanted to share with you today. So let me bring them back so you can see them all. And I wanted to just spend a little bit of time just kind of decorating the inside of the cards. That's why I kind of showed you the decorations for all of these cards. And then just some other card ideas that I wanted to share with you. So these I kind of made just really bright and cheery using, that designer paper. Not that these aren't bright and cheery, but I added some wood grain paper, just kind of, I don't know, I always kind of go to the wood grain for, um, I guess you could say farm animals. There's just something about it that just looks really cool. I like the rustic look. So I just used the same designer paper that I used on these cards, but I used, incorporated that wood and then just did a little bit of decorating on the inside. So this one, oop, this one, I got pieces everywhere. This one, I'm going to share these designs, these three designs that I'm showing you now. I'll show you how to make these three designs coming up this week because there's a cool little circle technique and it's very simple to do. So I actually cut out the circle from this piece of white cardstock and used the leftover to create this card. So I'll show you all that with the Hey Chick stamp set. So then this is the inside. So that's a fun little one. And then here's the last one. And this card design might look a little familiar to you guys. I've used this before, actually on 3 different cards that I've shared with you, all with different stamp sets. So just a reminder, you can use your card designs over and over again. I just changed out the colors and of course the stamp set that I'm using. And it's just really cute. Just turned out really fun. Okay, so those are the cards that I have to share with you. Again, you can find them all out on my blog. Don't forget that on February 2nd, the new die set will be coming out for this Hey Birthday Chick. So in case you missed it, this is the die set that I was using for today. So it cuts out all those little images and then it has, the fence and the happy birthday and some additional images you can use to decorate your cards. And then also the Hey Chick stamp set is coming back. So I still have it from Celebration. I don't recall how long ago this was, but it was quite a while ago. And it has a coordinating die set for all the images with this particular stamp set. And it has a ton of other fun images. So I'm going to give you some card ideas on Wednesday related to this particular set. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you stay warm. It's pretty snowy and cold here in Wisconsin. Not sure what the weather is by you, but stay safe, stay warm. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I will talk to you guys again next week. Take care, everybody.